You know, I've had an idea. I don't get ideas very often, but when I do, they all suck. What is my idea, you ask? It's the theme of today's video. Gene editing in humans. Say it with me, people. Ooh, special. Very special. Anyway, I'm here to prove to you that gene editing in humans is a good idea because of the results that we've had thus far, the results we can have with improvement, and the fact that something has already done it before us. Let's get started. Many people have been in this situation. Well, not me. I'm not married. Thank goodness. But some couples will be dominant in a disease or be dominant in genetics for a disease, which means that their children, through genetics, will have a high risk of getting that disease. And it's really sad because most parents won't have kids due to that. Well, they're not parents yet, but they could be through gene line modification. Through germline modification, they can fix that problem where they edit the bad gene out of the child's genes so that they can have a healthy child that's still related to both of them. To quote the Center for Genetics and Society webpage on gene modification, it says, gene modification can allow a couple, both of who are homozygous for a defective gene, to have a healthy child that is still related to both of them. This means that partners that wanted to have a child but couldn't can now have children and stay up for nights on end. Is that a phone call? Who could it be? Let's answer it.
Yeah, hi, so I was wondering if we could like gene edit humans, does that mean I could have my own furry girlfriend?
Now then, theoretically we could create the fabled Kanojo no Neko through gene line modification, but why be a cat girl when you be a squid kid? Because squids can already gene edit themselves. Gene modification in humans is a good idea, because squids can already do it. And if they can do it, we can do it. Discoveries of nature have always been some of the driving aspects of engineering in our world. Everything from anti-venom to Velcro to edible water bottles has been taken from ideas from nature. To quote Ricky Lewis, who is a scientist of some sort, a paper just published in Cell, a scientific blogging site for those who don't know, highlights another intriguing characteristic of colloids, their ability to edit some of their RNA, which changes the encoded proteins faster than DNA mutations. End quote. This explains why you can find squids, octopodes, the official plural for octopus, cuttlefish, and also nautiloids, the nautilus, anywhere in the world. Well, I mean, except for on land. There was one case of the South Atlantic, no, it's not that, the North Pacific, South Pacific, one of them, South Atlantic tree octopus, but that's an internet hoax. What does this do for us? If we can take these processes that these squids are going through and implement it into our own bodies, we can change ourselves at will. We can adapt to the situations that our past society has given us, or we can have our children adapt to be better suited for all the problems that we're going to hand to them. But some people may think, is this a bad idea, combining our own offspring or even ourselves with heaven knows what to do who knows what with it? To that, let's turn to the thought bubble to answer. Is that another phone call? That is another phone call. Hello, sir. What do you have to say?
Yes, hi, hello. Yeah, you don't have access to the thought bubble, that's...
Alright, scratch that. We're doing the next best thing. We're going to the high school!
Hey, Austin. Science has gotten to the point where we can gene edit humans. Do you think this is a good idea or a bad idea?
We can what? No, it's not really that bad. It would actually be really good for society. It could improve people's lives and it would make more kids intelligent.
Great! What is your opinion on gene editing humans? Do you think it's a bad idea?
Gene editing what? So that way we can like alter somebody's appearance like genetically?
Yes.
I would say no. I don't know, because it's almost like plastic surgery, but it also alters genetics actually, which could alter the way we perform or act as a human, which could have negative consequences. So I would say no.
All right.
A lot of the people that I interviewed did have mixed responses. A lot of them have no idea what I was talking about, but I have a habit of doing that to people. But the people that did know what I was talking about did say that it sounded like a bad idea. I would say otherwise. Some people may say it's a new science, it's unpredictable, and there's not really much we can do with it. Here's where I say otherwise. Enter CRISPR, spelled C-R-I-S-P-R, or CRISPR-Cas9, whatever you want to call it. But it is a relatively not so new technology that uses an ancient system of fighting against bacteria to gene edit humans. I actually have a quote about it. To quote Stefan Barani? Oh no, it's a weird name. Ends with an I. And I quote, CRISPR works by repurposing parts of an ancient bacterial immune system to make the job of editing genes in almost any organism unprecedentedly simple and accurate. So simple, in fact, that unlike other scientific advancements that are perpetually just around the corner, CRISPR entered widespread use almost immediately. So, what does this mean? It means that gene editing isn't such a new technology, and that we've been using it for a little bit now. And it works too. But some people may say, this is just an altogether bad idea. We should just outright ban it. I mean, that would seem like the best solution to getting rid of it, right? I would say no. And I'm going to tell you why. The black market. People with money and power are going to find ways to gene edit their children so that their children could be smarter, better looking, stronger, everything a caring parent would want for their child. But the black market isn't always the best place to go. Black market is a really bad place to go, mostly because some of the people there are running more scams than anything. Few people there actually have the tools that actually require their trade to function. Like, I can't think of a good example. I've never been to the black market. But you can see where this would be bad. If somebody not educated in gene editing decided to gene edit for a happy couple, instead of getting a happy functioning child, they could be handed something like a furry for all we know. So to stop this rampage of accidentally created furries from taking over the world, how do we go about this? The first thing we need to do is make sure that gene editing can be done legally. There are laws in place in almost every country, save a few, that stop gene editing from being a fully practiced practice. Practicing. Wow. Sounds like band. What we need to do is reprove our current gene editing laws. There are laws in place that say that gene editing is a really bad idea and that most people can't do it. Most countries have outright banned it in their countries, except for China, which... No, it was banned in China. What we need to do is allow gene editing to become a legal practice so that certified doctors can get the practice they need so they can do it legally. It's kind of self-explanatory. What we need to do is make gene editing legal so that licensed doctors and scientists can go about making this a legal trade and making it as safe as possible. And what we need to do, we need to make new laws so that instead of saying gene editing is outright illegal, the law would say something more like making furries is outright illegal. And if we do that, we can gene edit ourselves and our children and the next generations after that into a better future for all of us. And that's all the time I have. Thank you for joining me on I Have an Idea today. And this is like the last time I'll ever do it, so have a good life! Hooray! I'm done.